mountains get so high sometimes. I know the valley seems so wide. It seems this journey, it will never end. And you keep asking the question, God, why? I know the road, it gets so rocky at times. I know the heartaches are severe. It seems like life will never change its tide. But there's an answer to all of life. Here's stay with God in spite of what you see.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't own the rights to any of these music.
Stay with God in spite of how things may appear. Stay with God. It doesn't matter what may come our way. There is only one place we are safe. Stay with God. I know the way you feel says give up now. I know you feel you can't hold on. You're not the only one who is carrying your load. Remember to cast all your cares on Him.
Clear. I want to share the thing.
I know you cry and tell everyone you meet because you feel that He's a pain.
Wow. Violet Rose in the building.
If you just believe your life is in God's hand, then today I tell you your mountains have to disappear. Come on and stay with God in spite of what you see or feel. Stay with God in spite of how things may appear.
What's up, prime time?
It doesn't matter what may come our way.
I'm just here having a little bit a technicality, but good evening, guys. It's a pleasure to hang with you guys again on a Wednesday where we do what we do. I'm actually playing on my phone, like to hear myself. So let me out of that. So anyhow, good evening. Hey, sister. Nice having you guys. Just to let you know, I want you guys to share this live. We have some important announcement tonight. Hey, but I'm talking to everybody. I'm not even talking to you.
I noticed that, but it's okay. You know, I'm right here. I'm your co-host. Sometimes we take our, for granted. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
It's okay.
Just to let you guys know that I actually meet up with the chairman over the weekend, and it was indeed a great time at that event. Get to see some people. I actually run into a friend I haven't seen for 35 years, ever since school. It was, and I still get curse out from some people. Hey, look at Karen. What's up? What's her? So Karen, it's so nice to see you. So this evening, we're gonna have some changes to the program. And we
I have a disclaimer too.
Oh, you have a disclaimer?
I do.
Okay. All right. Let me just talk about the changes before I get into your disclaimer. So we are waiting our guest too, who's having some technical difficulties coming online. But I trust and hope that she will make it. Well, the changes that we want to add to the program is this program was built around kids. And what we are planning on doing is to highlight the little giants in Jamaica. So we will mostly on a Wednesday. Once in a while we'll divert a little bit, but the what we want to do is to highlight kids that are doing well in Jamaica academically. There is a lot of negative news that comes out of Jamaica all the time, and we want to change that narrative. So we want to highlight the good. Karen, please share this live. We want to highlight the good that is coming out of Jamaica, and because the program was built on the kids, we're gonna stick to that. Anyhow, let us get into the disclaimer that the charmer wants to talk about. Dashitana.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, our disclaimer here for the meds is we are a family channel and we do not endorse or encourage any form of abuse. And also, Primetime and I are friends and business partners, both off and on camera. We may not always agree, but I can tell you this. We are 100% united as it relates to child advocacy and philanthropy.
Yes.
So I want all of our followers to know that that is our love, our passion is for children advocacy and for philanthropy to give back. So that's why this channel was birthed, and that's what we are going to do. There will be times like I had a couple of segments the last few days, public service announcements. If there's anything that we can teach, enlighten, and share with our followers, that's exactly what we are going to do. That's
right. And with that being said, I just want to do some. I wanted to say a little bit more on that. Yes,
Hi, Rose.
that's what we're here. Hey, Rose. I actually saw Rose. And I went to when I was in Port St. Lucie. I went to Rose's house on Saturday. That was pretty
She's gonna
cool.
come on and talk to us when
She was supposed to be here tonight,
and share
but
our
she
testimony.
is a little bit on the shyer side. Plus, she think that she's not ready, but she have an incredible story to share with our audience, and I can't wait. But yes, indeed, we are a family channel. We are. This was birthed basically, well, 100% on the kids, and we want to keep it like that. But you have people that come and find us to be attractive, want to be a part of us, claiming that they're like mind, but quickly the true side comes out, and those are the issues that we've been having on the show, where the truth comes out and realize that they are not who they say they are, and they try to come. You have people come on the show, but not on screen, behind the scenes, and want to be a part of us claiming to be like mind. Some of them come to look woman, some come to look man, some come to look money, some come to look fame, some people come to do whatever. If you are not in it for the kids, leave us alone. If you're not in it for the kids, I must say, leave us alone. And as it relates to the page, if persons are going to comment on the page, there are kids on the page, and we intend to broaden that. If you're not saying something kind and uplifting,
Edifying.
And kind, don't do it. If the charmer and myself said something that doesn't sit so well with you, it's okay to inbox us and let us talk about it. And if there's something on the screen that we need to change, we're not afraid to change it, because we're not in it to offend anybody. We are here to, to bring out nothing but greatness. So I'm not into the crap that people are coming here with. It is so evident, but we're not gonna get into that. We have a guest for tonight, which is a principal from Kendall Primary School, and but she's having some technical difficulties getting
You want to
in.
call her?
I'm gonna call her, but the problem is, let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. I'm gonna try this.
Mm-hmm.
See if this will work. Give me a second. I am gonna try this.
And
So,
while you're trying that, I wanna discuss a couple of things. Um, what I realize is that
answer your phone.
me. Oh,
Yeah, answer your phone.
okay.
Okay. All right.
You're
Then
so
leave it at
bossy.
that. Leave it at that.
Okay.
No, I'm a man. We give directive. No, 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 no. When
Really?
one man talk, you said yes and do what the
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yes, sir.
I am.
All right,
Yeah.
seriously.
So you were saying something.
Oh, what I was saying is that a lot of times this platform, I know, and we were united. I truly believe it was an act of God that united us and birthed this platform. And there's going to be some times, you want me to put this on mute? There's going to be
No, I ended, so I'm gonna try again. So
the
just
telephone call you didn't. I'm still on.
oh, you're still on. Let me get
Yeah.
rid of it.
All right.
'Cause I'm just trying
Yeah,
to.
there are some times when it behind the scenes it's a lot of work and it's like I don't know if I want to do this, and then we realize, all right, I'm joining. Yes.
Yeah, I know you are, but I'm
Mhm.
just waiting for a headache. Keep going on.
Mhm. So, what I've realized though is that it has helped so many people behind the scenes. Like, um, I have a friend that has
Oh,
called me.
let me just get into it. Let me just get
Go ahead.
into it. I'm sorry to cut you. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry to cut you. We're
He's
gonna
there.
we, Principal Edley in the building.
How are you doing? Good evening, everybody.
Indeed, great and excited to have you in our midst. We were just
How are you? Thank you so much for coming on our platform.
You're most welcome.
all right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce you to no other than Principal Headley of Kendall Primary School. We have her on tonight mainly because of the intent of changing the face of the program. She already have actually two kids that she's gonna be having, which is our head girl and our head boy,
Yeah.
who is gonna talk to us and enlighten us on their challenges and the things that they're seeing. Oh, politics in the building, and if you don't highlight her, it's gonna be a problem.
Hi, sis.
Um, you hear that, Miss Sedley? Pilot. So, but yes. So that's the intent. What we're trying to do. We're trying to change the face of the program and focus mainly on the kids, and of course, educators. We're gonna be focusing on. In a few weeks, I'm gonna have my little niece here, which is Dr. Monique Ramsey as well, to come back and talk to us a little bit about mental health, because I'm big on that. But we're spacing it out, so we're gonna get to that. But with no further ado, we want to introduce no other than Principal Maxine Edley. It's such a pleasure to have you with us, Miss Edley. How are you doing?
Thank you. I am doing great. The pleasure is all mine to be on your show.
Yes. I am delighted to have you. Just to let our listeners know, because I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
We go way back. Um, Miss Sedley and I go way, way back, like almost 30 years back.
Mhm.
Almost 30 years. We have been supporting each other in any little way we can over the years. Like just about anything that I am facing, going through, dealing with over the years from before I leave Jamaica, it always fall on Principal Elder shoulder. She's the one that motivate me in many aspects. She's the one that I could go to and cry to, talk to, do anything. And she's the one that I would get my Sunday dinner from too sometimes.
That's true.
What an intro. What an intro.
No, we just start like that. We just start like that. But anyways, do you have anything that you want to say to the principal before we get into the questions?
I am just delighted to have you here. I'm so excited. The other night when we spoke with you, and we said, you know what? I think Primetime said, we need to bring her on camera. I was like, yes, please. You have a job that when you're shaping and molding young lives, it's priceless.
Yes.
And we can't thank you enough for all of the hard work that you have done and everything that you're pouring into these young lives and our future leaders. And we thank you so much for getting us in contact with the two students that's going to eventually come on and speak on our platform. But that being said, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. I'm a very humble person. I'm a go-getter. I don't stand for foolishness, very active. I like to give service, community, church, every aspect of the word community service. I like to give of myself for the betterment of humankind. So,
wow. But Principal Edley, you're involved in some club of some sort over the years.
Well, I wear many hats, many
Yes.
hats. So I don't know which one you want me to start with. I'm a principal. I'm a mother. I am a justice of the peace. Actually, I'm the secretary for the Manchester Lay Magistrate Association of Jamaica. I'm also a girl guider, commissioner for Manchester.
What's that? What is a girl guider?
Just like we have girls and Boy Scouts in America.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. And I'm a commissioner for Manchester. I am involved in church. I'm a lay reader or lay minister in the Anglican Church, also the church secretary, also the people's warden. So persons come in, I know every single soul by name and nature. I'm supposed to do that. Introduce them, let them feel welcome and feel blessed. So I'm that type of person. I am also a Red Crosser, former chairman of the Manchester branch of the Jamaica Red Cross Association, currently holding the disaster post this year. So many other posts. So when you put me in, I can. Pardon?
Yeah, aren't you part of some club?
So the Kiwanis Club of Mandeville, I'm a past distinguished president, distinguished secretary of the Kiwanis Club. And it's Kiwanis International.
Wow.
And I also use boards. And I'm also a board member of the Manchester Credit Union since this year. So it's a lot of work.
We have to talk about that because I want to join the credit union.
Hey, let me tell you, this lady is busy. Busy.
I can tell.
All that business that you have going, and this didn't just start. It started a long time. You were always
long time. I've been very, very involved from ever since I was a child.
From ever since I met you. I remember when I met you, I remember your age, but we're not gonna get into that. We always talk about that. So what inspired you though to get into education? Well, when you have so many different options.
I have been an educator from childhood, probably from before I was born. I've always wanted to get into teaching. I used to be the youngest. I was the youngest Sunday school teacher. Growing up, I became a Sunday school teacher before I was 12 years old. I did not get the intermediate. I did not get the junior class, that would be the smallest, the youngest set of students. I got intermediate. So you had junior that are in the smallest ones. Those would be under 8. And then you have intermediate between 8 and 12. And then you have the seniors over 12, and I got the intermediate, and I held that post for years as a 12-year-old going on into my teenage years. And then I said, I love teaching. I want, it gives you a great feeling when you teach and somebody understands what you teach and learn and, and can reciprocate whatever you say, So it gives a great feeling. And then when I was going to school, I taught every bottle, every tree, and they used to get beaten too. Lotion used to get beaten, trees got beaten, and they all had a name. They all had a name. So you put them down, and just as how the teacher taught in school, you go back home and you line them out, and you repeat every word the teacher said. And those were my students. Wow. That was what actually helped to shape my life in becoming a teacher. And fortunately, I went into teaching as soon as I left high school.
That is fantastic. And how long have you been a principal?
14 years. I have been in the an educator now for 27 years. I may not look 27, but I may not look it, but it's 27 going 28 years.
So are you about to retire then?
Not far from there.
Because what do you do? Put in 30 years, or how does that work there?
Well, you can retire anytime, Yes, I think for the education field, you retire after 10 years of service and you get your retirement. But I think after 65, you get your full pension.
You're very much far away from that.
Here is 65.
You're far away from that. But let me ask you this, though. There's some of the questions that these are one of the questions I want to ask, because I want to know. I know you face a lot of challenge, but with the overexposure today with today's kids and the things that they are involved in at home, and all the gadgets and what comes with the gadgets. As a principal dealing with them at school, what are some of the challenges that you would have faced dealing with them?
Yeah, the challenges are many and varied. Seeing that we are back face to face, it's not as bad as when we were in the COVID era. Those 2 years were worse than any other time. But for now that they are back face to face, it's not as bad with the gadgets at school. But I can tell you, we have children bringing their devices to school, their tablets, their phone, and you'll see them in a little corner itching. And guess what? They are watching pornography movies.
What?
You better believe it. It's not something to hide. And when they are so overly exposed, you are competing as an adult with a child, telling you what is what. These are some of the things adults don't see or don't know about, but it is happening. And it is a challenge because they can tell you the latest happening in what is happening in that world. They can tell you the latest song, the latest DJ, the latest whatever is happening in social media. TikTok is like, that's a norm. That's a norm. They know that by the back of their hand. They can tell you what they see from what they don't see. They are overly exposed. And it is a challenge because they know all of these things and they don't know their work. Some of them can't even spell properly. They can't pronounce words, but yet still, when it comes to social media and what is happening, they're au fait with everything. Everything.
So would you how do you control that? Do you ban the tablets and the phones in school?
Once we see that happening, we actually confiscate the devices, but the parents would have to come in. We talk to the parents, we counsel the students because we have a guidance counselor. And you ever hear, I don't know, you're a Jamaican, you take the hag out of the mud, but you can't take the mud out of the hag.
Yes.
So
yes.
we take away these children, we groom them at school, but they're going back into the same situation at home. What can we do?
Yeah.
Principal Edley, I'm gonna cut you there and get into some ad because I have to reintroduce you and get to these questions and follow-up question from the things that you're talking about. Let me give me a minute. go. There we go. All right.
Using royal decor and designs. Picture this, a breathtaking venue adorned with elegance and style, every detail meticulously designed to reflect your unique love story. Immerse yourself in a world of elegance and romance as we curate stunning floral arrangements, incorporating the freshest blooms of foliage that reflect your personal style. From exquisite centerpieces to cascading floral arches or floral artists will bring your dreams to life. And we don't stop there. Our talented team will also take care of every intricate detail, from beautiful table linens to ambient lighting and exquisite drapery, ensuring that every element of your decor is flawless. Whether you're envisioning a romantic garden wedding, a luxurious ballroom affair, or minimalist celebration, Royal Decor and Designs is here to turn your dreams into reality. Contact us today to schedule a consultation with our expert team. Together, let's create a wedding that will be remembered for a lifetime.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst no other than a longtime friend, Principal Maxine Headley from the Kendall Primary out there in Manchester. My principal and Headley and I go way back, but that's a whole different show if we should talk about. But I want to also acknowledge Debbie in the building. Nice having you, and of course, I see Lady Val somewhere lingering about the place. Yes, Lady Val, blessings, and nice to have you. I think we acknowledge Sister Claire and Sister Paulette, and of course Rose. And I remember I saw Karen earlier. But you are saying something that really, really get me. You're saying at school, students are watching porn. You know, at primary school, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was so dumb that I did not know.
Hi, Winston.
What took place? Blessings, Winston. Remember this weekend event, brother. I will be there, so make sure you're coming. What I did not know what happened when they said somebody got raped. I did not know what action that was. I remember that when I was in primary, I did not know. I was curious, but didn't have anybody to ask what it was. And you're saying these kids are now exposed to actual image of persons doing good people something.
So, with that being said, Principal Headley, do you now introduce that into curriculum, like sex education then, so they're not learning from stuff that's not natural?
They actually they have a guidance counselor that has classes with them each week. They also have the teachers who actually teach HFLE. So they are guided into the correct things that they should, the good things, the valuable things, the values and attitudes that they should have, you know, because when they watch so much social media, they tend to come to school and want to act it out or play it out. Because even since last Friday, I had to call to a grade 6 student, reprimand a grade 6 student, because of a complaint of him touching her breast. And I'm talking about 11, 12-year-old. They're not even 12-year-olds yet. So you have this type of thing. They see and they want to act.
Yes. Yeah.
They read, they want to act it out. And
it's a total distraction. It's very much. But how come they're not? How the parents aren't putting parental controls on the devices?
Sometimes they get it from the parents. What can you do?
Oh wow!
It is there in the home. It is there in the home. I remember, and it's not just now. Well, we had a student who actually left, and he went through 6 years at school. And when he was in grade 1, he was telling the others of Blue Movie. I don't know if you ever hear of Blue Movie. Yeah. And this is a 6-year-old. Right?
Yeah, but you know that
we had to call in the parent, and the parent was adamant that nothing like that happened at home. So I said, okay, guidance counselor, principal, parent, and student. And believe you me, that parent could have gone through the floor because I said, explain to mommy what you saw and where you saw it and what you were doing. And when I tell you, when he explained to the mother, because the mother was adamant that he wasn't seeing anything like that, but believe it or not, it is happening. And he was watching while the mother was watching, because his door is facing, his bedroom door is facing where his mother's TV is. So he can see everything. She's looking at the TV. He's looking at mother and looking at the TV. So he's seen everything. Mother's not seeing him because her back is turned to him.
My Lord.
And this was a 6-year-old.
6 years old.
I have to tell you, it's demonic. It opens them up to so many dangerous and demonic forces when these kids are exposed at such an early age. I have to tell you, we had a show a couple of Sundays ago, I would say maybe a month ago, and we talked about the dangers of these children having these devices at such an early age. It could truly be a harm more than a help to them. And what you're saying is something I totally did not think about that would affect a child at such an early age. You know what I mean? And such a formative age. And once you start seeing that, why would you ever be interested in books or learning or anything else? You know what I mean? Yeah. Dennis,
and this is not only to Jamaica, to Kendall School. My school probably has 1 or 2 cases, but I'm telling you, and it's a small school, I'm telling you, if you go to every school in Jamaica and ask, you'll be shocked. You will be shocked.
My Lord.
And this is what is preventing the education system from growing in some aspect.
These are not questions, Chama. People are just
I think sex education is important in school because some people are teaching their kids at home. I'm all for sex education, but would he agree that should be in elementary school? Is that what?
That is when
you have to start there. You have to start there.
You have to start there. Why wouldn't you start there with a level of exposure?
Yeah, you have to start there because they know it more than you do.
Wow.
You have no time to go watch porn or anything, but they have all the time in the world. So they can explain it to you. You'd be surprised. They can explain it to you.
I'm glad Winston said this. It started about 20 years ago with the
instruction and unlimited cable in the country. You're right. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But Italy, so you would have seen the changes, because when you started out, it was not like that.
Never.
Could you actually say approximately when this type of behavior you would see this type of behavior start? You know.
It's not today. I can tell you, it has been happening, but more so because they are more exposed now, and with being exposed like this, and you have so much incest at home, because that's another hot topic. They are more than exposed because it's not strangers that are in their homes anymore troubling them. Girls and boys alike, it's their own family members.
Right.
Their mothers and fathers. I can tell you that because we
uncles and uncles. Yeah. You know, at one point we used to teach inappropriate touch in law enforcement.
We still do.
Yeah, we used to teach inappropriate touch. But then, and we used to teach stranger danger, like the strangers. But then we realized that the majority of the incidences were happening, and the perpetrators were people that they knew.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
When they had make a valid point right there too about the awareness.
There's a lot of sex education, like teachers teaching them about STDs. Some of them won't know if they're not told.
It's important to attack them at that early age and ensure that we teach them and let them be aware of STD and all that, because they are already indulged. They are already indulged. So that's what we have to do. That's what the system have to do to save them.
So, but we do have HFLE, as I said before, which is health and family life education that is taught in Jamaican schools. That is also taught, and you have the guidance counselor you're teaching, and you also mentioned about the touches. We do teach good touch and bad touch, you know. But I can tell you of recent, that's just since November here, a little one, because we also have an infant department, and I had to report the case to the guidance counselor, and I'm sure it will be going a little bit further. But you have the relatives touching the smaller ones, and they are threatening them not to say a word. What are you going to do as a teacher? You find that the child has been withdrawn, not doing any work, sleeping or so, and you ask what happened. I could not see because uncle was touching me last night. What do you do?
So do you call law enforcement? Is that something that law enforcement would
we have to do our own private investigation and then report the matter, because you can't report without having facts. You have to have facts. Then they will go into the homes and actually do an investigation. But you have to be very discreet, because you don't want another man to come and shoot you. Say you go report the child or children, and then the child would be taken away, because that is what is happening. Once it is reported and they find that you are the one who actually reported it, you know, they come at you.
It's not anonymous. It's not an anonymous. You can't report anonymously, you're saying?
You can. You definitely can. So you just leave it to them. So you said, okay, a case came up, XYZ, no name calling. Could you please report, check? And they will do their own investigation. The investigators won't call the names of who reported it. But that's why I'm saying you have to be very, very, very discreet. Very, very discreet. We are now at the formative stage that we are actually probing, because the child does not want to say what is happening. She said, uncle was touching me last night, so I could not sleep. And this is a 5-year-old, because we have an infant department. It is serious. It is serious. And then we have also, right beside the school is a place of safety. We have a home where you have students, children living there. They're ward of the state. Yeah. And I'm telling you.
So the caregivers are victimizing them as well.
Not only the care, because they go there because of what was happening at their first home.
Yeah.
Right? And some of these children are not only sexually abused, they are physically abused. They are sent there because of financial status.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful how you mix all of these children in the same home, because they're going to be exposed when the other one who comes and that one was sexually molested. You're gonna want to experiment on the other innocent one in the room just the same. So when you report all of these, or when CDA comes in, it's a plateful. It's a plateful.
Wow.
We have a little welfare at school, and I can tell you from time to time, children do not have this, they do not have that. We even have, I can't even talk too loud. You have girls coming to school as small as they are without underwear. You have boys without brief. And this is not the norm. It should not be the norm. So is it
that they're coming with because they cannot afford it, or
they have it, but sometimes probably where they're coming from, nobody looks after them the way they should be looked after. They just leave home and come to school, and if something did not go wrong, we would not know. We would not know. It is sad. So as an educator, we do.
You're more like a counselor. You're a mental health counselor.
We do counselor, we do doctor, we do nurse, we do every little thing that every profession is at school. Every single profession lies right there in the classroom, because we have to take care of the various needs that occur on a daily basis.
Question. have you experienced a higher level of suicides or depression, suicides as a result of this? Or
No,
violence?
No, we're not suicide. I've never really hear of any student in the community killing him or herself. But what we do know is that they threaten. They say, "I am going to go into in the road and let a truck run over me." We had a case that
No,
we
but
had to
that's
refer
technically
just last
suicidal.
week. Just last
It's
week.
crying. It's a cry for help because
It's a
they
cry
have
for
no
help.
means of
It is a
escape.
cry for help
Yes,
because we
yes.
had, the spinal books with the wire.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the child took the wire and placed it around her neck and said she's gonna kill herself. That's a cry for help.
Yeah.
And you had another. I have a little broken bottle on my desk right now in the office that the child said, "I'm going to cut the vein of my hand and bleed to death." So you tell me.
Blessing to whether or not
So it is
this is
happening. It is happening.
uh,
It is happening. It's a
wow.
cry for help, and this also affects how they learn in
Of
school.
course.
Yeah.
Of course, because if there's no safety, if they don't have, if school is the only place where they feel safe, and when they're home, they're victimized, there's no means of escape. You know what I mean? It's.
I honestly, Principal Edley, I did not
Expect to hear that.
It's happening. It's the reality of life. Some persons don't say, but it is the reality of life.
I am like stunned to I just can't believe and with all that you had just said, it sort of eliminate a lot of our questions because this is just like way too much to bear.
And if they're being threatened at home, that they better not say anything. And if they say anything, you know,
guys, I just wanted to really like and share what's going on here. I don't know. I'm
at a lot, to be honest with you. I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know.
I did not know. I'm shocked myself.
Now, does every school or does every district have like psychologists that can speak to the
yes,
kids?
we have one at the Mandeville Comprehensive Clinic or the hospital, and our guidance counselor referred students to those clinics. You have a child psychologist that actually assists and give counseling.
So let me ask you this. So when the referral is made, does the family follow up with it? Because
definitely, a report has to come back to school.
The report has to come back to school, so they are compelled to follow up with it.
They have to.
Okay. Because I am, like I said before, that I am big on mental health, and I think it's something that we oftentimes ignore in Jamaica. Guys, you could read the comment because sometimes we can't get into all of it. Is that no? That's not a question.
So do we know if criminal charges are? Do the police follow through with criminal charges, and are the perpetrators taken out of the homes?
In most cases, once it's reported, they are taken away from the parent. Most cases, 99% of the cases.
Right, and put where? Because I hear that the orphanages are in some deplorable conditions. So where do they go? To a family member's home, or where would the child?
They have to be wards of the state. Sadly, but that's how it is.
But
they keep moving from one ward of the state to another. So they might come to the one in Kendall, or they may go to the boys' home up by Cobbler, or they may go to Clarendon or a different parish. So they move from one place to another. And
are these places safe places, or is it just as
it's
dangerous, if you will? Yeah, just as bad.
They are all government-run facilities, so they have persons in charge of them.
Wow.
All the children homes in Jamaica, they have the relevant authorities that are in charge.
And I'm glad you came on the show tonight and highlight us with all this information. And I am gonna say this on this platform. I am 250% committed to change the fees of the primary school in Jamaica. I am 250% committed to change the face of the primary school in Jamaica. And the reason why we focus on primary schools is that that's where the issue starts. And that's where you have to curve them from. Because when they get to high school, the damage is already done.
Yeah.
We have to, and I'm glad you said this. So we had a scheduled meeting this morning with the principal of the school that we have, which did not happen. But I think we're going to reschedule this, and these are some of the things we need to talk about with her.
Principal Henley, we have our mentor is Dr. Francis, and he is just as passionate about child advocacy as well and philanthropy. And I think now that we realize that there's a greater problem than what we were even aware of. I think that's where we need to focus a lot of our energy, because if a child doesn't even feel safe
at home, how
are they going to learn? Learning is the last thing on their mind if you're not safe. You understand what I'm saying? And so I think for those of us here in the States and having a desire to truly make a positive impact there on the island, I'm glad that she brought this to our attention. We would definitely like to bring you into our fold to speak to Dr. Francis and to see what we can do at a grassroots effort to change this. You know what I mean?
To attack it, then probably not a change, immediate change, but to attack it, because it is you're explaining to us who have desire to make a difference. You're explaining to us something totally different than we ever thought of. So, like Dr. Francis would have said, this is very big, and I think this is bigger than what we thought it was, because
and does
the coverage that we have to deal with.
And are the powers that be at the highest level, are they aware of what's going on?
In most cases they are, but because of the bureaucracy, you have to be reporting from one state to another state to another state. It will take months sometimes, when by that time the child probably commits suicide.
Wow.
Because of the length of time and the process. So you get an appointment to go see the psychiatrist, and then you have to go back, and then you have to follow up, and then the child gets frustrated because guess what? The child
they're still going home to the abuser.
They're
still going back to the abuser, or they're now threatened to be taken out of the home to go into some place that they're.
And if it gets worse, they move from that home or that place of living to another place similar to what they are coming from. So sometimes it's not just that they come and they are the social media affects them. Sometimes it is that they get rude. They're so insolent that they will just be rude to teacher, to the peer, to just about anybody. And then it's like on the spur of the moment, they will say certain things, very disrespectful. And then they said, I am so sorry. I'm sorry, and I will not do it again. But it repeats the next day.
You know what? I taught for 8 years, and I remember one day we were having testing, and I said, honey, to this young man, I said, where are you supposed to be right now? Because we're having testing. And this kid just totally went off. And another officer that was standing there with me wanted to, get violent with the child. And I said, no. His response told me that it had nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
That violent response. And when I peeled back all of the layers of that onion of what was going on with him.
Underlying problem.
The father left. The mother has a boyfriend. Don't want to be bothered with him. This kid is just left like a leaf just blowing in the wind. You know what I mean? Once I find, when he just started bawling. And what he expected me to do was lash back out at him instead of coming to him with love. These kids are, that's the only thing they know is violence. That's the only thing they know is anger, because where do you channel that? Especially when you're being sexually abused. Where do you channel that? You know? So
it's very difficult, and it's to be honest, Principal Headley, you had changed the face of the intended program tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm in total shock, and with that being said, I think we should behind the scenes we should have a meeting to discuss with our mentors and other people that are part of our crew.
Before the end of the week, please.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to Dr. Francis and see if he could talk to Chris if Chris want to be a part of it. And it's just way too much. I'm gonna have to end this show prematurely. I'm gonna ask you though, in closing, Principal Edley, what would you want to share with us as far as let me read exactly what you said. In closing, would you please share with us a word of encouragement for the student and young adult aspired to enter the career of education?
Wow. It is still a noble profession, one of the noblest around. Teaching as a career in today's world, you have to be very compassionate. You have to be very caring. You cannot watch the money because you will not get what you're looking for. You have to be flexible. You have to care enough to make a difference in someone's life. And if you are that type of person, I can tell you the classroom is yours, because whatever you say can make a big difference in somebody else's life. It's a career that one should go into if you want to actually make a difference in I won't say a child's life, because trust me, even the adults come on the compound, they learn. So for educator or for education, you have to be in that field to change the outlook in someone else's life.
You are a blessing. You are a blessing. And for you to come on here and explain such a heavy topic and still have a compassionate heart to give back and to stick it through, God bless you. And
thank you so much.
You Principal Headley, you had leave a load on me. But I think the things that you have expressed is the things that we need to be aware of. And I am so grateful that we start this platform, because I can tell you we did many shows. This show is the most I don't want to say just informative, but highlighting, touching. I don't know, but this is a heavy load. And people have to understand the passion that we have for the kids and why it would have impacted us so much. And I can tell you, it is also one of the saddest shows that I've ever been on since I started. Thank you very much, Principal, to be a part of us. And I'm looking forward to talk to you again on these topics.
You're most welcome.
Have a good night.
Pleasure was all mine.
I know the way you feel says give up now. I know you feel you can't hold on. You're not the only one who is carrying your load. Remember, He said to cast all your cares on him. I know you cry and tell everyone you meet, because that word is a pain.
I didn't expect to hear that.
But if you just believe your life is in God's hand, then today I tell you your mountains have to disappear. Come on and stay with God in spite of what you see or feel.
Good night, guys. We look forward to see you on Sunday morning. I think who we have coming up this Sunday?
It's Pastor Gordon.
Pastor Gordon this Sunday. And I know for the 19th, it's gonna be I think he was on here. I think I saw him earlier. Guys, please like and share this the show. Share the show. Good night. Bye.